The pictures are
Hello, my noble band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video with Mama in the background. Well, today I have in this box an interesting new toy.
Oh, I gotta go out of here.
So, without further ado, don'ts, and probably shouldn'ts, let's get to the new toy.
It's almost time for my film.
Now, I should say that for those of you who don't know what a kriegsmesser is, it basically in German translates to war knife. Cult of Athena's typical brown paper by excessive amount of brown paper. Now, this does not actually come with a scabbard or a sheath, but it does come with this nice sword frog. This is the Cold Steel kriegsmesser. And basically, when you do make I'm going to make a scabbard for it, but basically, this is to suspend it from your belt once you've gotten a scabbard for it. Alien Dude on YouTube has already done a review of this sword, but now it's my turn.
How many more of them are you gonna do?
Oh yeah.
That's the last one.
Oh yeah. Now that's a beauty. Cold Steel kriegsmesser, or war knife. Oh, she's beautiful.
I don't have enough room in this house.
Now, we will be coming up with a name for this old girl later on. But let's get this stupid amount of plastic off here. That's one thing you can safely say about Cult of Athena. They do package their shit right. Sometimes arguably too well. Oh yeah. Trying not to either dull this pocket knife or to scratch up the new sword. I mean, this thing's gonna get scratches on it, but still. I don't want to scratch it up so quickly after getting it. Oh. Now, is it just me, or are all these swords online, when you see the YouTube reviews and such, bigger than what you actually get? I don't know if that's just me, but when Alien Dude made his video about this, or is it Alan Dude? Something Dude. I don't know, the sword seemed a lot bigger online. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking things. Yeah, probably just overthinking things. Ooh. Come on. There we go. Haha. Finally got that stubborn plastic off of the grip. I'm going to pause this because it's now 4 minutes of me struggling and rambling with this plastic. Alright, now that I've gotten all that irritating as hell plastic off of this thing, oh yeah. This thing is great. It feels nice in my hand. Very secure. Listen to this. Listen to this, people. Okay, you don't get that sound unless everything on a sword is 100% tight. And this sword is of traditional construction, by the way. Now I'm going to move the video into my quote-unquote, well, I was going to move it into my quote-unquote studio to kind of give a better look at this thing. Do it in here. There we go. There. Now, so we can see here, this is a peened pommel. So the pommel cap on the messer is peened. Nice, thick tang running down the length of the blade. Wooden handle scales secured with brass pins. And the noggle is peened as well. The noggle has these decorative fullers in it. The quillions come out into a flare outwards from the guard to form these squares. It's very reminiscent of the Albion kriegsmesser, which a lot of people want, especially me. I want an Albion kriegsmesser, but they don't sell the Albion kriegsmesser anymore, which kind of sucks. I mean, you can still get your hands on one, but you basically have to find it like that 1 in a million on eBay. Ooh, and I like this blade. This edge feels nice. It's sharpest right up here at the tip of the blade. So I'm definitely going to have to give this a better overall edge. But, oh yeah. This actually feels very nimble in the hand. Now, I am not a master at messer fighting. There's actual manuals and treatises on how to use this thing. I do not know any of those. But, ooh, that has a nice tachikaze. But, nevertheless, I will basically transfer what I know of using a katana over to this, and it should work out. The only critique that I might have about this messer is that I'm finding as I do choke up, it has a lot of sharp edges that kind of dig into my hand a bit. So I might just take a little piece of sandpaper and smooth those edges out. Especially on the grip, very hard edges. I might be able to just solve that problem by wrapping the handle in black electrical tape. Which I feel like will actually give the messer, I actually like the look of the I'm actually thinking the black electrical tape might give this messer a little bit of a better look to it. But yeah. Look at that distal taper. Now, I do not have the specs on hand right now, but this is actually supposed to be 1 millimeter thinner than the Albion kriegsmesser at 8 millimeters. This is supposed to be like 7 millimeters, down to like 1 millimeter at the tip. So there's a lot of distal taper. Very evident. That makes this very nice in the hand. This is actually the most well-balanced cold steel sword in my collection. And I'm liking this. There is a gap in the crossguard. Not too bad. I mean, it's very self-evident that it's there. But you have to remember that kriegsmessers, messers in general, are actually in Old German, actually legally classified as knives in the Old German. Now, I don't know if this is 100% accurate or not, but in 15th century Germany, the reason why the kriegsmesser came about was because the knife guilds at the time, everything was regulated by guilds. Knife guild, sword guild, leathercraft guild. Everyone had guilds, and every guild had like sub-guilds and stuff. Guilds were everywhere. But the point of the matter is, the kriegsmesser came about because the knife makers, some knife maker realized that, hey, what classifies a sword in pretty much all German law at the time, what classified a sword was a handle, guard, and pommel that was pinged over itself. What classified a knife was handle scales and rivets. So, some knife maker decided, if I made a knife blade the size of a sword, but I constructed it like a knife, therefore, it's legally classified as a knife. And that's where the messer, the grossmesser, the long messer, and the kriegsmesser all come from today. So, that's the kind of very abridged origin of the messer. So, I'll be going over more detail when I actually have a chance to cut with this sword, do some swing it around a bit, really get a feel for how this beauty wants to be manhandled in a sense. But yeah. Now, if this was a Japanese sword, I'd say this has very little sori. In fact, all the sori is in the last quarter of the blade. The blade itself is perfectly straight. I mean, it's a little hard to tell with the quillons in the way. The quillons themselves, this sword is not completely symmetrical. The quillons, this quillon kind of rotates to the left, and this quillon kind of rotates to the right. The noggle is good, which noggle means nail. It's this part, if I haven't already pointed that out. It's basically extra hand protection. And in some, I do know some messer treatises say you can basically catch an opponent's blade with the flat of the messer, using the noggle as like a stop, and then kind of like snipe them with the back of the sword, because some messers have a false edge on the back that's also sharpened. I will not be putting a false edge on this because I don't really like the idea of a false edge on a single-edged sword. Just because I feel like it just because if it's not intentionally put in, I feel like it ruins the aesthetics of the blade. And I really like this sword. This may become my new favorite cold steel weapon. This may even outdo the warrior katana. Warrior O katana, literally. It's too long to draw from my back, but we'll see how well this old girl works. So, until next time, I know we're running Outlaws. Outlaw Samurai tells all y'all, be crazy rednecks, be safe in using your weapons. I'm out, peace, and I will be making a sheath for this messer at a later date.